Hi, my name's Kate. I am a high school math teacher and the very first day of year 19 of teaching. Today, I thought that I would do a video just of my first two teacher days. So today is Monday, August 18th, and it's our very first day back for teachers. And today we have a breakfast with our whole corporation at 7:30. I'm in a very large corporation, so there's gonna be a lot of people here. It'll be kind of crazy, a little bit crowded, but get some breakfast, we have a new superintendent this year, so that'll be nice to hear from our new superintendent. And then after that meeting, I believe that the high school and the middle school teachers all get together and do a test security training thing. And I think that pretty much takes us until lunch today. And then after lunch, I believe we have time to work in our classrooms, which will be really nice because my room, if you guys have seen my classroom set up, I spent like 11, 12 days working in my room over the summer moving, but it's there, it's good. I can have kids and I'm fine. There's still stuff that I would like to do in my room, so I'm gonna work on those things. I do have to get things ready for the first day. Now, I did get copies made for the very first day of classes, but there are still things that I need to do to prepare. So I'm hoping to have time to do that today. And then tomorrow we have a staff meeting and just a couple of other different types of meetings, PLC meetings. I'm teaching a dual credit classes, or all my classes are dual credit. And so we have a dual credit meeting, which is great because that's where I'm going to get all of the dates that I need to add to the syllabus for my students, so then I can get my syllabus finished and copied. So, there's lots of little things to do. And I just figured that I would take you guys along and kind of share with you, this is what, at least in my district, what teacher workdays look like. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, it's gonna get dark, sorry. One of the things that I do when I come in is, because I'm in here so early, is I get the copy machines turned on. Now this, I'm gonna turn on some lights, so sorry about the angles. This is kind of going to be a different year. I'm going to have to figure out some new routines because I now officially have my own classroom. And I sort of did last year. Hold on, I'm going to put you guys down. Okay, better. So I officially have my own classroom. So last year I did, except I was in a different classroom one period of the day, and I really shared it almost half and half with another teacher. And this year I'm in a brand new classroom that you would have seen me set up in my other videos if you watch those. And it's mine. I do have, during one of my planned periods, another teacher uses it, but I am in there for all 6 classes that I teach. So that means that I don't have to come necessarily to the math office in the morning because I teach classes right away. First block, both days I have classes and they're both in my classroom. So I'll come down here when I need to make copies and stuff, but this isn't necessarily going to be my first stop anymore. So I'll still probably come down and run and turn on the copier. But maybe I'll let that be somebody else's responsibility if I don't actually have to make copies right away in the morning. Okay, so it's almost 11 o'clock. Our meetings are over. They actually got over at about 10:30. I went right up to the math office to make a few copies. So the copies that I made were just a blank calendar. That way I can plan out. So I've got 3 of each month through December. I put those just at the beginning of my curriculum binders so that I can just map out everything, with what I'm going to teach those days and, when testing is and all of that stuff. So this is kind of where I start my planning, and then I will put it into my official planner when I have actually taught the lesson for the day. So I've got those out. I'm going to divvy those up, get those put in the binders, and then I'm just gonna, I've got somewhat of a list here. I can't do a lot of this stuff until I get dates, because a lot of that is policies or dates based on different things. So I need to wait until I get that done before I can update those things, but there are a few things that I can get done. So I'm gonna do my best to be as productive as possible. Okay, so I just finished labeling the rest of these drawers, and I know I said if you watch my setup video that I was just probably not going to worry about it for a while, because when I made the new ones, they were longer, wider than the old ones, and so they didn't match, and I was like, it's fine, it's gonna be fine. So I fixed those, so now they all match. Yeah, you know, whatever, those are just some of the silly things that we do. So just gonna keep on keeping on. I just got back from our math science office and grabbed boxes of 1-inch binders, and that's because our school district does not have students provide any sort of supplies. We can't have our kids bring or request any supplies, so we buy them. So all I really want my kids to have is a 1-inch binder and dividers. So my dividers I will make, let me show those to you. The dividers that I make just are on cardstock, so it'll have warm up. Let's see what I've got. These are just my extras from last year, chapter 2B and whatever. So I don't print them super nice. So I tell the kids that if they want nicer dividers, they are more than welcome to buy their own, but this is what I provide. From a parent standpoint, and it's really nice that I don't have to go out and buy all of this stuff for my kids. My daughter still wants to buy all this stuff because she wants, you know, it all cute, and I get that. But from the teacher standpoint, it's a little bit frustrating sometimes, because if I don't know, especially last year when I came in not knowing this, there was stuff that I would have loved to get that I couldn't have my kids buy. So, you know, we make it work. So I just need to make sure that I constantly have line paper, graph paper, because I can't even expect my kids to have line paper or graph paper, pencils, none of that stuff. So I have to make sure that I provide it. The good thing is that I don't have to buy that stuff out of my own money. Our math science department buys that. So we have a secretary that's just working with the math and science teachers, and she's phenomenal at making sure that we always have lined graph paper, pencils for students if they need them. So I'm going to use this little cart right here to house the paper and the pencils for kids if they need them. Just encourage them, please, just, you know, if you borrow a pencil, please return it. That way I, you know, have them, because when I run out, if, you know, I don't have any extras for the period, I don't have any extras. It really wasn't an issue last year. I finished this bulletin board, just a little makeshift bulletin board. The paper in the background is definitely a little bit crooked, not a lot, just a little bit, but you know what, not fixing it, it's gonna be fine. You really don't notice it once stuff is up. But I figure just a little something to break up, kind of show you guys. If you didn't watch my setup videos, I've got that whole wall was blank, and I've got, okay, all the windows are amazing, but I've got all of that blank wall too. So I just felt like this was a great way to break up some of that wall. I've got my first day of school activity set up and ready to go. So my kids are going to complete a 100-piece puzzle with their groups. I did this last year and it was really good. So the thing is, they get put in a pencil box, so the kids don't know what the puzzle looks like. They just have to kind of figure it out. But it was pretty fast and easy last year, so I'm gonna try, at least I'll try with my first class. We'll see how it goes. I took 2 pieces out of this one and I put it in with one of the other puzzles that I have, and then 2 pieces from different puzzles went in here. So there's still 100 pieces in here, but there are 2 pieces that belong with different puzzles. And I thought that this might be a good, you know, kind of figure out a little bit more problem solving. Hey, we got this piece that doesn't seem like it works. We got to go see if we can figure out where it belongs. We got to go see if we can find ours so that they can complete the puzzle. So I don't know, it may absolutely not work, and if it doesn't, then I'll do it the normal way the next class, or maybe I'll just do 1 piece. But I just thought that it was just a little bit something extra, because this puzzle is not hard to put together. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I will definitely update you guys after I do this with my kids and see how this different version of this worked. But if this is something that you guys are interested in, I will be sure to leave a link for these puzzles. It comes with 6 different puzzles. Now, because I have 8 groups, I had to repeat some of them. So I realized when I was done that I was putting, like when I was mixing up the puzzle pieces, that I accidentally put a Rice Krispie and another Rice Krispie, so then I had to go back and figure some of those things out. So yeah, we'll see how it works. It is 4 o'clock. That's gonna do it for the first of my 2 teacher work days. I know I didn't show you guys a huge amount of stuff. I was honestly busy just running back and forth between my room and the math office, which is quite the haul. Not quite as far as my old classroom was, because I don't have to deal with going up and down stairs. But anyway, so I'm gonna get out of here, gonna go home, gonna relax, and then yeah, come back here for part 2 tomorrow. We've got a lot of school-wide meetings. So we start out with a whole school-wide meeting in the morning, and then we break off into groups, and I will be meeting mostly with teachers that teach seniors. And then after lunch, I have a meeting for the dual credit classes that I'm teaching, and may have other meetings in there somewhere. So yeah, I think the only other thing that you guys didn't necessarily see, I did just make one copy of all of the notes for my pre-calc class that I have ready for the year. That way I have my master copy in case something happens. I will go through those and just make sure that they're good, but it's the same thing that I taught last year, so I think I'm good with that. So my plan tomorrow is to kind of do the same thing with college algebra, just make sure that I have all of the notes good and ready for the whole first chapter, and then I can focus on my quantitative reasoning. So with that, I'm going to head out, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Well, good morning. It is the next day, so it's about 7:30, and my first meeting this morning is at 8:30. So I'm just gonna work on, I've got just kind of a small list of things that I wanna do, and that includes I printed out all of the notes for the first chapter for my pre-calc class, and just a master copy and a copy for me to make my answer key. So I want to do the same for my pre-calc or my college algebra class, but what that requires is I do need to go back through and kind of edit the notes. So I'm not sure I'm necessarily going to get through everything, because my pre-calc class, I really liked what I did that first chapter, so there wasn't a whole lot of editing needing to be done. So now I'm going to just kind of work through pre-calc, see how much I can get done in the next hour before our first meeting. I am back from our big all-staff meeting. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. They definitely made it fun. Our school loves to pick a theme every year, and so they definitely take that theme and run with it. So all of our administrators were dressed up with this theme. They played lots of music that went along with this theme. So it was a lot of fun. And, you know, just hearing all the rundown stuff was actually not that bad. So I hope they send out the slides, because there were some links in there to some of the information that I need to add to my syllabus. They also said that they're sending out our morning, afternoon, our teacher duties soon, which I need so that I can make a full plan as to when I'm gonna have my office hours. And then the last thing that I need for my syllabus is still waiting for this meeting that happens at 1:30, where it's talking about our dual credit, and that's where we get all of our drop deadlines, our withdraw deadlines, all of those things, so that I can add those to the syllabus as well. So in the meantime, between now and, let's see, an hour from now, I've got another meeting, so I'm gonna just continue working on my college algebra stuff. I was able to get the first 5 classworks edited, just the single copy, so that I have a copy, my master copy, and I have a copy to make the answer key. So I'm going to keep working through that a little bit, and then I need to jump over and start working on my new class, quantitative reasoning. I do have the first, I think, 2 days, well, the first day for sure planned out, and half of the second day planned out, so I need to jump in and work on that. one of the problems that I'm having with that class right now. I taught that in my previous school, and I know that I made, and I don't know, maybe I talked about this already, but I know that I made copies of those on the Canvas Commons so that I could access them later. And I can find all of my pre-calc stuff from my old school. I can find, you know, all of my geometry, I can find all of that stuff. What I can't find is my first semester of quantitative reasoning. I had my second semester, but I can't find my first. And I even took pictures when I made them uncommon, so I knew exactly what I named them so I could find them, and it's not there. So I'm kind of like, oh shoot. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I do have my curriculum binder, but because a lot of it was projects that I just built right in Canvas, I don't necessarily have copies of those. So I don't know what to do. I did reach out to one of my friends in my old district and was like, hey, can you talk to tech and see if they can find this and maybe give you access, and then I can get access to it. Otherwise, I'll just, I'll start from scratch, and that's not a big deal. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I'll come up with different projects. It'll be fun. It will be fine. All right, I'm gonna get productive. My second meeting of the day is over. It was a pretty good meeting. Some of it was a repeat of everything that we talked about in our staff meeting, which was a little weird. But some of it was nice because we were able to discuss a few things, talk about a couple issues, and hopefully those get brought up. But I'm gonna have a quick lunch. Let's see, it's almost noon, so I'm gonna eat before I have a meeting at 1:30. So there's a Jimmy John's that's opening kind of close to our school, and so as their like soft launch, I think they open tomorrow, so the first day that our students start. So as their like soft launch, they brought in sandwiches for teachers, so like a little 3-inch sandwich, but super excited to have that because I may have left my lunch at home. Yep, gonna have to do better about remembering that because I forgot lunch yesterday too. So tomorrow I will bring lunch. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy Jimmy John's and then just get caught up. I have 24 emails that are unread in my inbox. Before summer, I had 0 emails in my inbox. I got everything done, everything out of the way. So I really need to work on getting my inbox cleaned up a little bit, and just keep on working until my meeting at 1:30, which is when I'm gonna get hopefully all of the rest of the information that I need so I can update my syllabus and then get those printed and have those ready to go. I've been just kind of getting a little bit of work done in my room, and then I decided, hey, I'm just gonna connect my iPad, make sure everything looks good, and I realized that the website and all of that I used last year doesn't seem to be working. So now I'm trying to scramble and see if I can figure out something else to use to project my iPad onto my computer and my projector. I have, the iPad and I have a PC, so I can't just, mirror my iPad. I'm struggling to figure out how to mirror my iPad to the computer. If I had all Mac products, that would be a lot easier. So, yeah, I'm gonna figure something out. But if this is something that you guys do and use and you have something that works really well, leave a comment below so that I can check that out when I figure out, because it's not gonna be an if, it's gonna be a when I figure out what is at least working temporarily. I will update you guys so at least you have an idea of what you can use if this is something you guys are interested in too. I just got back from my last meeting of the day, and super short. I thought it was gonna be half an hour, and we were in and out of there in less than 15 minutes. It was great. So I have the list of dates that I need to add to my syllabus, and then I can finalize my syllabus and get those printed and ready to go. So I'm feeling pretty good. Definitely ready for tomorrow and a Thursday, mostly ready for Friday. So yeah, gonna see how, I've still got, it's, not even 2 o'clock yet. So I've got a couple hours that I still need to be here. So I'm gonna just keep on working and just, get myself ahead so that I am set up for a good start to the school year. So it's about 4 o'clock and time for me to go home. I feel mostly definitely ready for tomorrow. Would have loved to get a few more things done, but you know, that's fine. We'll get some more stuff done tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, you know, little day in my life getting ready for the first day of school. If you guys enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in following along more with my journey as I begin year 19, please subscribe. I do upload videos every Friday, but you can hit that notification bell to be notified the next time a video goes live. Have a mathy day, guys.